Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Not Everybody Needs a Podcast with your host, Mackenzie Rensher. I have such a good episode planned for today. I told you guys last week I have two guests with me today. I don't do guests a lot for a few different reasons. Honestly, one of them being a lot of the guests live far and I have to travel and I have children. Second is that I really wanted the first 6 months of this podcast to be me creating an audience that's okay with just listening to me. But me and these two girls, okay, we go way back. They are, we'll have to tell you guys the story once we introduce them. Between the two of them, which I don't even know if they know this, they have 2.8 million followers between all of their platforms. They have created a social media presence by being real, unique. They are twins and they are hilarious. If you guys know, you know. Let me introduce you to the Bryisters.
I was so giddy during that. My heart was racing listening to you.
Did you guys know, whenever I was doing research on what I wanted to ask you guys, obviously I know you, so didn't have to do that much research, but I just wanted to see how many followers you guys, so I added it up, 2.8 million between all of your platforms. Is that not crazy?
I actually didn't know that.
I know.
No, I think that we just consider them to be all the same people, but then again, Bethan does have double the number that I do on TikTok, and so for a long time, people
Kaylee,
thought
they're
that
probably bots. Seriously,
people sometimes think that I'm the spam. Oh, is this Bethan's spam?
No, that's hilarious.
Because
actually,
when we started social media, I say when we started social media, when I started posting during COVID, because my friends were like, Bethan, just post your Snapchat stories to TikTok, they're going to do amazing. I'm like, well, we're going to have to PG them. And it started doing swell. And I would get Kaylee and there's wait, there's two of you. And so then Kaylee made her own account and they're like, oh, this must be her spam by nature.
we love both of them. They're the same.
Even to this day, they're like,
people.
you have a twin. I'm like, I can't expect for everyone to know everything.
but we do expect.
We're twins.
I think
isn't
you are
obvious?
twins, but I would never have issues telling you two apart.
Yeah.
It's just even Beckham just,
she
can tell
did
you guys
so
apart.
good.
Yeah, she immediately was like, Kaylee, I mean, she forgot Bethan's name. What do you want?
It's
She's
hard,
two,
though.
but
Bethan, we need to shorten it to Beth.
yeah,
And that's okay.
She would get that. She would get that way easier. But I mean, she told you guys apart immediately.
A lot of times with kids, it's just Bethan.
Bethan.
Miss Bethan.
Okay, we need to
Miss
tell
Nanny.
people how far back we go. The thing is, it's we go way back, but it's we weren't friends. You know?
I was filming a Get
Which is
Ready With
literally
Me.
so sad, right?
Yes. Kaylee and I were talking about how we were always in the same place at the same time. Honestly, never crossed direct paths.
I knew who you guys were. Okay, so let's tell the people because we're
Go
talking
ahead.
like they know.
Go
okay,
ahead.
So
we expect them to know.
their older, I almost said younger brother, but I was older.
Older.
Okay, their older brother, his name is Chase. Him and Darian played at Clemson together they overlapped, I think Darian played for 6 years. I think Chase only played for 5. Or did he play for 6?
Well,
Both
he did.
6?
He did in total with college, but at Clemson, I think he was there for 3.
I'm so crazy.
Because
You're
he
right.
left. So he was there
Oh.
2017,
Oh, you're right.
18, 19 left.
Okay, so he
I
played
think that's
behind Trevor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry,
Matt?
guys. It's been so... When you think
I
about how
know.
long ago that was, don't you want to pass out?
It's sick.
Pass
And
out.
you're like,
I think
perfect.
we
I'm
too,
the elderly.
we feel like we were there even longer because our uncle has been coaching there. He's been coaching defense since
Wait,
2016. So we started going to games then Chase got there. Then it was just we were still going to games. Because
Wait, you're telling
Mickey
me
was
new
coaching.
information right now.
Okay, so you
Coach
didn't
Con.
know. Mickey Con, Darian knows.
what?
But he was co-defensive coordinator. He's...
Guys, Darian has never once in his life gave you this
No,
information.
that's so... unless Darian doesn't know.
I think
he does.
whatever, they played together.
Yeah,
For, I guess 3
His
years.
last name is Con. Our last name is Brice, but it's because it's our mom's brother. So maybe Darian hasn't put the Con, because why would
There's
he know
no
that
way
Con
he
was
knows
Brice?
that and did not tell me.
I can't
We
wait to
tell each
ask
other
him.
everything.
No, yeah, we'll chat after.
Yeah.
He's my twin. Okay, well, let me tell you. We knew of each other. I mean, naturally, because Darian and Chase were close.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always knew he had sisters, they're twins. He was always really protective of you guys. I was
Yes.
they're pretty. And I've seen you guys at games, whatever. I was friends with Chase's ex-girlfriend. And I think that we just all kind of knew of each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
We just didn't
so-
run in the same circle.
Yes. And we just weren't, we just never crossed paths until later on. And we both did social media. So like naturally, I feel like we just ended up on each other's like For You pages. And I never not liked y'all. We just never connected.
I was first to support.
Yes.
I'm like, yep.
Yeah. And then you guys started posting. And I'm glad that you guys kind of already brought this up. But I kind of wanted to talk about, you guys both had some viral moments. One, I feel like the biggest one that we all know and love.
What's going on?
What's happening?
Did that sound like
when I played that for my mom last night, she's like, I've never heard this. And I was like, no. Like, you did. If you were on the internet in 2020, you heard the sound.
Yeah.
I was looking up that last night and I was like, 4 million likes. Even back in 2020. I mean, it's like way easier then.
Yeah.
It was.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like you have one. Also, I am so mad that the rest of the video didn't get the love it deserves. Like that whole video should have been a sound. It should have never ended at just the first 10
like, did
seconds.
you ever see
so
my
funny
eyelashes in that video? Just wondering.
Oh, I did. The butterfly effect.
The eyelashes and the severe puffy face. It was giving cookout at 3 a.m.
Puffy? Okay, did not notice puffy face. Did you have, I feel like, did you live a different lifestyle back then?
Yes. I did.
Okay.
She was unhealthy.
Health and well wasn't the priority.
No.
And I this is just what you have to do. You have to go through life. You have to realize how much better we are now. It's just something we had to experience. But I still can't believe that we just didn't put health first.
Let ourselves go for a period of time. There.
But now you can look back and
fun.
Just
be glad it's over.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And I do want to say on the topic of lashes, I'm like, I actually wrote this down to talk about. I'm kidding, I didn't.
Okay.
But I know that some people feel like they need lashes. I always think people look better without eyelash extensions. And I've had eyelash extensions for years. And I was like, this is the best I've ever looked. That needs to be studied. Because then you take them off and you feel like a bald eagle. And
I you're actually beautiful.
It's fresh.
It's
such a fresh
I
face.
literally just made an Instagram story on the way here and I was like, it's a no mascara summer. Because number one, I can't escape the styes. So it has to be a no mascara summer. But also it's airy. It's light. I'm fresh.
The freckles are through and you just feel fresh face.
There's no mascara flaking down my face.
No mascara flaking.
I'm just happy this way.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Now with making, I was going to say, because you guys had viral moments, I feel like even you brought up the fact that people can't tell you guys apart. Do you guys feel or ever feel like you have a tough time not overlapping content because so much of your life overlaps?
Yes.
Yes, but we are in two different places. I feel like
a lot of time, if I'm with Gage half the week, if I'm with my boyfriend, for those of you that don't know me, if I'm with my boyfriend for half the week or a few days, it's okay, that's already, we're not together. We're making completely different content. Also, when we started, it was just we just pulled our phone out in the middle of a car ride. And I said, it was on my mind and she went with it. And then she would just say it was on her mind at a different point. We never planned
the social
anything.
media realm has completely shifted since when we started.
Back camera who? I had my front camera and I was talking my ish. And and I didn't
so natural.
Edit. I didn't know who.
And we made
editing. I just
long
posted
videos, over a minute. But now if you make something over a minute, you're accused of being in the creator fund, which how dare we try to make our job our job. You know what I mean?
I feel it's harder.
Hate comments.
Just this video is 1 minute, 1 second, 1 minute, 2 seconds. I'm okay, but back in the day, I was yapping much longer than that. You're sad. People are not sad these days because we
I think if people realize that we are getting pennies, regardless if it's a minute or not, which I'm grateful for the pennies that I get. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I don't make TikToks because I get money from the creator fund. I promise.
Right.
I promise. It's
Pinky.
low. Okay. Side note, for those of you guys that don't know, that are just curious about just content creation, and I think that people have this false narrative that you make so much money from TikTok. It's not true. And don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for anything that they give, but it's not paying the bills. I promise you that. Not the creator fund. I will say brand deals are such a blessing, and that's why you post in hopes to actually be able to connect with brands and all of that. And you can't connect with brands if you're not actively posting, but you're not making tens of thousands of dollars.
I think people will
get
confused too, especially now with TikTok Shop popping off, and people will put on the screen, I made $42,000 last month with TikTok Shop. Yeah, that's
probably true. And you can do that, especially if you're posting 20 TikTok shop videos a day or one goes extremely viral or whatever. But that's not every person. That's not realistic. And also not everybody wants to dive into the TikTok shop world. It kind of has that connotation of like, this is cheap. This is like cheaper than Amazon. I think now they've like stepped up their game.
Since you said that,
What?
do y'all know who Brooke Schofield is?
Yeah.
I don't even follow her, but she comes on my For You page a lot. I don't know why I said I don't even follow her. Okay.
Yeah.
That was like unnecessary. But I was just saying like she naturally comes on my For You page a ton. And people were giving her hate because she posted a TikTok shop video the other day and she stopped. She has a podcast with Tin Mojo.
Yeah.
Y'all know who Tan is.
Okay. Yeah.
And her and Brooke have a podcast together. They're quitting. They're like, we just like want to like do other avenues. Like, is this the avenue you wanted to take was TikTok shop? Like people like
They quit doing their
TikTok
podcast?
shop. Huh?
Why did I not know? They quit doing their podcast?
Yeah, they're gonna quit.
I don't
They're
even
in a
know if I've
contract.
ever listened to it, but like I've seen clips.
Again, they're always on. Yeah, a clip came up on my For You page saying like we're not doing.
We had
canceled
a
anymore.
good time with Tana Mojo. She was on our Tarte trip.
Okay, wait. I wanted to talk about this too because
We bounced around a lot.
Speaking of viral moments, guys, when I found out y'all were on the Tarte trip, I was like that is like the most
Too much.
iconic. I need to know how it came about. I need to know everything about the trip. Like I need a huge debrief of that whole thing because I feel like that is like a dream. That's a lot of people's dream is to eventually go on a Tarte trip.
No, yeah. And at the time, we didn't know that it was a dream because we were only the second group to go. Wait, right?
Yeah,
No,
but
they've been doing them for like 10 years.
Posted about, but they've been doing them forever. I learned that after the fact.
Yes, but
I
it was
just
just like it used to be like
ignoring-
YouTube OGs used to go. Like it was very like
Okay.
Aspen Ovard, like original like YouTube vloggers used to be a part
Which
of the
I feel
brand.
like you know way more about that world than us because you were on YouTube.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. I mean, I started on YouTube, but like
You've
I
been working that platform, girl.
I've been trying. I did take a long break, and that's the worst thing I've ever done because since then YouTube has hated me.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's
But I'm
hard
like,
to get
God
back.
forbid I get pregnant and have a kid and have to take a break, you know?
No.
I've actually been thinking
You're
a lot
a
about that
mother.
recently of like, if I wanted to take a break now, what that would look like. Because back then, it wouldn't be a huge deal to take a break because it wasn't like,
On which platform?
I have not on any platform, all of them.
Okay.
Like, because I have not taken I have posted every day on TikTok, maybe missed 12 total days in the last 3 years.
Oh wow!
Like I have not taken a break at all. And if I do take a break, I still post once a day and then won't like get on for the rest of the day if I want to like be off my phone.
Right.
But I'm like, I wouldn't even know what a break looks like now.
I kind of agree with that, even though I've definitely gone in ways where I felt like so not creatively there, or even if we were just going through a season where I just like could not. I say a season, it was probably 7 days I took off posting or something. I'm still thinking about it the whole time. Like I'm still thinking, oh, I could be filming this. Oh, I should be filming this. Oh, I could share. And it's not, my brain was not that way until it became like my full-time job, but I love it. It's like
I
kind
love
of the
it
only
too.
way I know how to. But
I would never, if I even went back, like, because I was doing insurance before I ever did content creation. And even during content creation, that was my income. I didn't make money off of my YouTube or whatever I was doing for a while. I was doing insurance. And now, why'd I say that? What were you saying?
Because probably around you couldn't take off now,
Wait,
maybe
what?
because it's your full-time job now. So
Oh,
you can
I think I was saying I like loved doing it. I didn't do it because of money, and I still feel that way. It's like obviously that's such a blessing that now that is my job, but I do it because I love it. It's not just because it's my job. Like even if I did go back to insurance, I would still do content creation for fun.
Yes.
You know, like it's a
I agree with
hobby
that.
and whatever. So
That
Yeah.
And like, not that it's not fun anymore because it's still so fun. It's a different type of fun than it used to be. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Now you just kind of have to adjust to what's in, you know, like before all this silly content, everyone was just fun and it wasn't so hostile. I feel like now it's a very like judgy atmosphere. I feel people are just ready to attack. People are on, like always ready to accuse and attack. The devil.
The devil.
But I do love it. And I love like what I've learned through doing social media because I didn't grow up like with any icons in mind. Like Kaylee loved watching Jaclyn Hill makeup tutorials on YouTube. Like she loved. I never watched YouTube. I didn't download TikTok till the day I started. I mean, I downloaded TikTok and started posting, and it was 2020. Yeah, during COVID. And even for a while, like I didn't use Instagram for like 2 years when we were in high school. Like I just didn't care. But now, yeah, and I just love what I've learned and like how you can grow and like how you can build community and what people love and just any hooch.
my tangent.
I love it.
Thank you, Kay.
I do think that like we will eventually, and to the hate, 100%. I've been feeling that more than like, and I don't like to talk about it too much because it takes away from the good, and I try not to.
So much good.
It's so much good, but of course, like whenever something hurts you, you're going to talk about it more just because it's hurtful, obviously. Yeah. But I mean, I just can't catch a break on my podcast page about clips. When I try to post clips, of course, you're not given the full context, and it's just always taken out of context. And people are like, "Stop deleting them," and I'm like, well, I'm going to delete it if it gets backlash because I feel like it's not given the full context and I never want to offend anyone. Like if I'm offending people or coming off a way that I don't mean to, it's going to get deleted because I don't want to be misunderstood.
Yeah.
And even if I'm like, y'all, yesterday I posted about how Darren and I don't argue about finances and people were like mad at me because we don't argue about finances. And they're like, well, if you have money, you don't argue about finances. I'm like, you know how many marriages I personally know that have ended because they can't agree on like finances and they have money?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more money, more problems. I'm not trying to compare, of course, but it's such a blessing to have money, of course. But it's just like, I don't think that stops anyone from arguing. But then people are mad at me for that. And I'm just like, they're like, you're out of touch. I'm like, if I said the sky is blue at this point, someone's going to say I'm out of touch. And
because it
used to not be
turquoise.
like that. Right? Yeah. They're like, no, it's not blue.
It didn't.
There's a cloud that's dark. So it's
I
actually
literally
dark.
remember when I started getting hate because it never, unless I just wasn't paying attention to the comments. I remember like, I guess it was my like viral moment more so when it was the what's going on like era. And of course people had to say stuff about like the way that I looked or my voice or I mean, just anything. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so crazy. Why are they saying this? Because I literally before everyone was just here for a good time. And they followed me because they liked me.
Yeah.
Now I feel like people follow to troll.
Or keep up. They might not follow, but they keep up.
But Tarte, I'm so sorry. We cannot stick
No,
to
totally.
We cannot stay. We can't stay on
I can see the comments now. They're like them bouncing around from topic to topic, but you should see us off camera.
Like finish the thought. Why don't you?
Yeah, like the amount of things that we started talking about. I mean, they were only here for 20 minutes, and
I don't even know if we finished.
We didn't even finish
I almost
one
texted
topic.
you last night and was like, okay, I knew we were planning on trying to start filming at 11. I almost texted you and be like, okay, we're gonna try to shoot for 9:15 so that we get there at like 10:30, and that's We did not get there like our goal time, but
you out here think at 11 though, and that's when
I feel like you like relate. I feel like we have like we always have. We mean well.
It's always something.
I mean, you'll post about
what do you
running
want me
late
to
to
do?
church.
Starve? I have to stop and get something.
Yes.
What do you want me to do? Be tired? I have to stop and get coffee.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
I mean,
thank you so much for our coof, by the way.
Oh, of course, guys. I went to and then we will get back to Tarte. I went to a new authentic Italian place. And unfortunately, I did pull up and they said, all I wanted was a honey cinnamon latte. I also felt so stupid because I was like, I saw latte and then I saw latte macchiato. And normally they're just called macchiatos. I didn't know it was called latte macchiato. I don't know if that's an Italian thing. I need to chat GPT that. But basically, they didn't have cinnamon. I only wanted was a honey cinnamon latte. I asked what's a latte macchiato. She's like, it's just less milk. Like she looked at me like, oh, you don't know what a latte macchiato is. I was like, oh, I wasn't sure if it was because I saw latte and then I saw latte macchiato. I just didn't
want to know the difference.
I was super embarrassed. But anyway, they didn't have cinnamon. I was sick to my stomach.
Yes.
But then it actually kind of ended up being good.
It's good.
We added our own.
We got home.
We had
fine.
cocoa powder or something like that.
We did have cocoa powder because I was like, I need some kind of brown powder on top.
Yes.
It's placebo at this point.
Yes, it is placebo.
I won't lie, like I kind of wanted to try like a Mackenzie latte. Like I do feel
And
like
you
you
will.
really
The
just
day's
like
not over.
Yeah.
There's a long night ahead. Wait, okay, let's finish Tarte so we can talk. So tell me all about it. I want to know like how. I think that people just want to know how you get chosen. Like you were the chosen ones.
Well, I think this goes back to Kaylee being Beth Ann's fan page. I'm pretty sure I was like your +1. I mean, maybe like
Kaylee,
but
the
they loved
details
you.
don't
They loved
matter. Oh, don't be so ridiculous. So no, we
Beth
were in
Ann's like
college.
the details don't matter. She's like, well, it came through my inbox.
And
they said you can bring whoever you want.
I'm so giddy. So we were in college 20.
Did we go in 2022 or 2023?
When did we go? Oh, we were
I
in
was
college
dating Gage and it was like in March. So I think it was 2023.
Okay, guaranteed. Well, we were in college 2019 to 2023, so it was our senior year. We actually missed a lot of fun opportunities by being
In college.
Yeah.
Because that was when we
Can't
were
relate.
at our peak, probably, which like we could have another peak, babe. But anyway, and we were getting invited to so many things. There was a Bloom Nutrition. I will never forget because we were so upset. It was a trip to, was it the Hampton?
No, that was with Poppy. With Poppy to the Hamptons.
Yeah, well, we missed that.
You're lying.
We missed Poppy to the Hamptons. That
Poppy
was
in the Hamptons would have.
it. No, we had finals.
Like we had tried. I know.
No, I think
And that would have been the day I
Beth
quit
Ann,
college.
Poppy in the Hamptons was when you agreed to go throw out the first pitch for the
Charleston River
Charleston
Dogs.
River Dogs. Do you have a bucket? No,
Oh,
I'm gonna belch and like vom. No, it was.
But the Bloom Nutrition, remember that deal? And then Mama Carl's went. Braden and Mackenzie were there.
I was gonna say Brandon McKenzie went on that trip.
We did miss that too. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
That's really
That's
tragic.
stupid
All for a
story.
degree.
No, I do want to say you committed to throwing out the first pitch for the Charleston. What are they called?
River Dogs.
And we
Let
made
your
a whole
yes be
trip out of
yes.
it. I mean, it was.
I literally should have called out sick.
You committed to it, and we stuck to it, and we. Oh God, the whole time I'm like,
The River Dogs would have been no first pitch for
Also,
me.
Beth Ann was like one of 5. We thought this was like a big deal. Like they asked Beth Ann to throw out the first pitch.
Don't
It's
say
like
there's 5
you already
other
said
people
yeah.
there.
No. Like 4 or 5 others throwing out a quote first pitch.
This
Like,
is
okay, so Beth Ann
They
was
wouldn't
actually
have missed you for a moment.
This isn't Tarte.
okay.
No, like I finally got over
There's
it,
more
and
to
now
come.
like new feel, like the old feelings.
Okay, we
are
have to
being
let it go because I don't want you to spiral.
No, literally. So we don't get CC'd until our manager has gotten to at least some point with the brand. So I didn't see like the initial email until like days later, but I do know that Lexi, our manager, put it into the little platform that we use in all caps, and we were like guaranteed. Like I'm pretty sure it was 8 a.m. public speaking class, and I'm just on my laptop like free.
we'll be there.
And
Also, where did you guys go?
We went to Georgia.
what?
No.
Oh wait, I thought you said where
We
did you
went
guys
to
go?
Tarte.
Caicos.
I'm like, no, I am interested in
But
your
we
college
did go to
experience as
UGA.
well.
Let's like not
No,
talk
rep
about college.
them.
Okay,
Rep
yeah.
No,
Like the
but
dogs.
where'd y'all go in Tarte?
Turks and Caicos. It was
Turks.
and
No, when
Kaylee.
y'all wait. Was that the trip that they had all the different rooms? Like all the rooms were different.
yes, and
Yeah,
everyone
it
was
was drama.
arguing.
Yes,
What kind of room did y'all get in the
Kaylee and I
dungeon?
never posted about this because we weren't gonna feed into it, but we might have had the best room bag.
No. Wait. Also, to be
We
fair, that
felt
kind of
like
shows
we
they
did.
weren't doing favorites because, like, I don't think y'all were the biggest. Because Stassi was there.
Stassi was there. Tana was there. Brina Chicken Fry.
That was the
Kennedy
biggest.
Urich,
Like,
Remy.
that was probably the most iconic group that went.
Oh, it was so fun.
We
Yeah.
agree.
Everyone got along. I mean, I don't think anyone had drama at that point.
Yeah, it wasn't our trip. It was a trip before us that they were complaining about the rooms, and I
Oh, okay.
can't even imagine that.
I
level
actually
of-
can't imagine complaining because Kaylee and I were trying to figure out who from the other trip had the room that we were in, because if anyone was complaining about where we were, we had our own. We were like ducked off.
It was almost like
Oh, I
detached.
promise you,
So I
if
wonder
they
if people.
put me in a bathtub in a dungeon, I
Yeah.
would be like this.
It was like our own little
And I would have
suite.
zipped my mouth.
At the very front of like the property, we had like kind of like a private view. I guess some people could look at this as like, oh, they were trying to put y'all. They were not.
They were not isolating us. They were
No.
giving us our space because they knew we wanted it.
No,
No,
literally
literally.
perfect.
We
Like, well,
had
now that I think about it, it was off-site. No one else was there. I'm just kidding.
yeah, I know. But like they still hand delivered our items in the morning.
That
back.
is so
Like,
sweet.
No, it was great.
I'm
We had an
talking
outdoor shower.
top
It
notch.
was. I mean, it was so beautiful and
So it says
unreal. and
it's
They
as
amazing.
don't miss a beat.
Iconic as it looked.
Of course.
Yes.
I was eating up the content. Like when I say like I've never stalked so many people consistently. Like,
You
I was
know.
like, I might need to take today off.
I
Kaylee
think
and
that
I-
was the point. Tell me if you agree.
I'm going to let you say it because I was about to.
Yeah, we realized like, oh, we don't film enough.
Oh, when you were there.
Because okay, I guess if you're not watching me, you can't see. But just the constant having the phone up, the constant filming everything, the constant. I turn around, I'd be in the swimming pool. There's a phone right there. It's been recording. I'm like, what was I just talking
Do y'all
about?
want to know something?
Like,
Oh.
it was
I'm going to tell them.
what?
I didn't own a tripod at this time.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, and I'm sure they were out. Everyone had their tripods.
What? Girl, I was in
I found
some
out about
prime.
CapCut on this trip about how to edit.
Yeah.
I still didn't
CapCut.
download it, but I'm like,
Wait,
what
but
are
isn't
y'all
that
doing?
kind of sweet that y'all were like put in a room where like people were essentially light years ahead of you?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like you got to learn on that trip.
No,
and,
like Tana Mojo actually told us to go move in with her so she could just like take care of us.
She's
We were
like, oh, she's like, honey, I've been doing this since I was 9.
Oh my gosh. We
yeah.
were like, Tana, we would,
She
but we
was
have
so iconic.
finals next week. Like we had to get back. I think we got back on I don't remember what day of the week. We had finals like 2 days later. And
Everyone was
Meredith-
planning like in the hot tub. It was Remy. Who else was in there playing? Was it Meredith? No, they were in the hot tub planning like their vacation from the vacation because Tarte, it's so fun and iconic, but it is exhausting. Like
Just 'cause
you're
it's
in
like
the
constant,
sun.
like, camera and
Yes,
stuff.
and
you're
you
go-go.
want to.
Yeah, of course, and you want to be a part of everything. But they were like, I just need to go lay after this. So they were planning
You're
to
like,
go
girls,
somewhere
please
else.
just stay in Turks
They're
like,
like, just
another
come.
week. I'm
Just
like,
come.
You're like, and as much
Let
as
me
I would
email
love
my
to, like, no,
professor.
it's only $2,000 a night. Like
No,
we could all, and
yeah.
you're like, oh,
And like I've maybe had like 3 brand deals at this point.
Like I have $3 to my name and I actually shouldn't be here right now. But
And that's not true, baby. You had more. You were working them brand deals far before I got signed to something. So that's a conversation we can go into, how we didn't know how to film a brand deal. That's really funny.
Oh, yeah.
But
remember when I was talking about like how I love the learning curves from social media?
Yeah.
Love looking back at old things I've done and just being so grateful I'd never posted again. The ads, like I just didn't understand.
Can you give me an example?
I worked with Truly Beauty for my first.
So funny that it came right to your head.
Let me think. Truly Beauty, probably.
Think about it, y'all.
No.
So we had just moved into this apartment. My parents owned it. They bought it for us. It was so sweet because like they were paying 2 rents, and anyway, it wasn't dingy, but it could have used a new.
We didn't have a lot of natural lighting in this place.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
and we didn't try to make shift either. So we just.
It is what it is.
And I'm like in the guest bathroom. There's no tub. Like it's just a sink. There's like probably a titch bit of mold around the, what's the baseboards. Just dark, But it did. And I'm up. I'm not going to lift up, but my leg is up on the sink in this guest bathroom. And I'm showing how to like apply the shave oil. And like the angle.
Mind you, Beth Ann's wearing a skirt and she's trying her best.
Lay the leg down. Okay.
We may have to zoom in. If you see her ultra zoomed in, you know why.
So anyway, it was just, I could probably pull it up and find it. I'm not gonna try, but it wasn't good. And I remember my manager being like, "Do we think we could refilm? Like, do you think you'd reshoot?" She's like sending me examples of what some other creators have done, and I'm like, we can, but I'm gonna have to like call my parents and like go to their bathroom and like get in their tub and like use. I just thought that I could still just talk about the products and be myself, but it's like, no, you need to show them, and I needed to learn about.
Like you have to show us the bottle. You can't just apply the.
It was literally just like amateur business, but I was doing my best
because you had to learn at some point.
Had to. It's just so funny that like that would truly never fly now.
No.
Like you better do it right the first time or this brand will never talk to you
Back
again.
camera, crispy. Like
don't do too many edits or you'll never hear from that brand ever again.
Right.
And you want to have good relationships with people because like if I actually like your product, I want to use it multiple times and I would like I always just do my best. Like if I was that brand and I was watching this, did I represent it well?
But
because I would love to be called in.
Ads were so much more authentic, I feel like, than they are now.
Yeah.
They're just a little bit more curated and staged, scripted, yeah. But back then, it got approved and it was posted, babe.
I will say the 2 things that I think that are gonna come back is, which I don't even think I finished my sentence earlier, shocker, but one is authentic content where you're just propping up your phone and doing what y'all used to do. I think that's gonna come back. And 2, brand deals where they give you creative freedom because I also think the reason why they have to do that is because FTC is so strict that they have to, like, if they don't do a script or if they don't like give you exact things that you're allowed to say, then they can get sued.
Yeah.
So I think there was a lot of suing going on back then and they were like, we can't be doing this as a brand where we're getting $100,000 fines because someone said that this will make your cellulite go away and that's not true.
So fair. I agree with that.
Yeah. But I think it'll come back to where they're like, as long as you stay on these guidelines, like whatever. And there's been times that I've been like, I'm not comfortable with saying this because I haven't tried it yet or like whatever. And they're like, okay, we'll try it and get back to me and like blah, blah, blah. Which
love
that's
that.
good too. Like I feel like that keeps it authentic. But I also want to talk to you guys about last week. You guys dropped your clothing brand. Let's set it straight now. It's not a merch.
It's not merch.
It's a whole brand that's separate from Kaylee and Beth Ann. I mean, Kaylee and Beth Ann are the founders. But
and we're signing the cards, Kaylee and Beth Ann Brice, because that's who we are and that's who's writing them.
Yes.
But ignore that.
But
it
is a faith-based Christian apparel brand. And we're saying apparel for now because all we have is apparel. And we're really just kind of seeing where it goes, like where creative juices take us. But when we did do merch back in the day or a couple years ago, and the company that we were working with went bankrupt, and they really scammed us. But the last launch that we did with them was when they filed the bankruptcy.
It
was so fun.
It was so good.
So we did we always say morning when we start our videos, and we've just whatever. So it was our morning collection. And so we had morning hoodies and morning coffee mugs, and we did a photo shoot in Waffle House, and it was all so fun. Well, they literally went bankrupt when we launched. So however
Which
many
that
people,
means for y'all, people did not get their product and you didn't get any.
Oh,
Yes.
we never got paid.
I would never expect anyone to know the ins and outs of it all, but basically since we worked with the merch company, they were at their warehouse, they were in charge of shipping everything out. We got a percentage and they got a percentage. So Kaylee and I were really we did the designing, or we worked with a graphic designer to help come up with the ideas, and we promoted it and stuff, but we weren't in charge of packing orders, as we are now. So people are coming to us and they're like, my order was canceled, or I never got refunded. I never received my product. 3-4 months have gone by. I'm on the phone with the CEO. I'm emailing the CEO. We're ghosted completely by this company. They have no more employees. It was just, and then
it felt like sitting in a wood chair with our hands tied behind our back and tape over our mouths, and we couldn't do anything.
Doing Fire Festival.
Yeah.
People were sold a dream of hoodies and
we were sick.
sweatpants. And
it was a disaster. I was personally Venmoing people money,
yes.
out of my personal account, because they're like, I bought me and my friends, they spent $250, whatever it was, on multiple things. And I'm like, I would be so upset. I'm so sorry, Queen. Here,
it was a
felt
disaster. Responsible, because it's
Totally.
we promote this.
and your face is on it.
We signed a contract with these people. We had no idea. Well, anyway, that is still we are still
literally on
in
the way
midst
here
of fighting.
I called the attorney, and another lady. They're ghosting me too. But that was in 2023. It's not 2025.
Yeah,
and there's just still no answers. It's just been such.
What does that mean? That means you can't sue, right?
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Because they're
Technically,
bankrupt.
Because they're bankrupt.
I think there's
that
ways.
bankruptcy is such a scam. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Because they're still
It
going
basically
live.
just wipes you free of
They still
any
have their website. They're
responsibilities.
still launching.
No, that's
It'll be
so ew.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's
anyway,
disastrous.
Again, I hate to bring in the negative, but that is part of our
it's part of your story.
Well, yeah, honestly nudged us to do this. We
Yes.
really wanted to redeem.
We worked with 2 girls there that we loved and built really great relationships with. And so they kind of started their own agency, and they reached out and were like, you girls were so passionate about your merch, and we had so much fun building it. Have you ever thought about doing something of your own? And honestly, we had thought about it. It seemed like a lot, and it seemed like, are we creative enough for that? We're not really fashionistas. We just we know what we like. And so we prayed about it, and we were like, it just felt like at the time we were 23. We're single in terms of not married. I was, of course, dating engaged, but we're like, yeah, this feels like a good time in our life to just do it. And yeah, you never know. So anyway, we started brainstorming. Okay, we knew that we wanted it to be faith-based. It's just been a big part of our platforms and who we are. And the merch was about us. And it was, we did Beth Ann's viral sound, what's going on? We did the morning, because they're the things that we say, but we really just wanted it to be about Jesus somehow. Just how can we spread the word? And Beth Ann said, she was like, I have to be so honest. We've gone on a couple mission trips.
Scared.
No,
Oh, I know. You can say
Don't
it.
be scared. I know. We've gone on a few mission trips, and the last one that she went on, she was like, I just don't think I'm cut out for missions, of actually going and being in the
Why? Why do you feel that way? It's a lot emotionally.
It's a lot emotionally. You feel a little bit, you don't feel like a fail. You go like this. And it also depends on what part of the cycle you're on that month. But I felt I wanted people, I wanted to just click for them immediately. When I was there, I'm only here for 7 days. I want you to pray to receive Jesus. I want you to understand what I'm saying. But I felt like I was not a failure, but I was just leaving being like, did that do anything? And then
did I really plant a seed?
Did I plant a
is God
seed?
really gonna water it?
I don't know. I just had these feelings, but I also didn't really enjoy my experiences. I mean, I'm just being honest. It could have been the group we were with or where we were staying, but I just felt really heavy on both trips that I was there. I was stressed, and I was like, what in the world? This is not the point.
Is missions your gift? You just were
My
I don't
gift,
know
yeah.
if this is my gift, but
So it really is a gift, though, to be able to
Yes.
go
Oh,
and
yeah.
serve and
Yes.
you're there for such a short time. It's almost hard. I really feel like missions should be months where
Oh,
you're
yeah.
spending time with these children, where
do
you're
too.
learning the language, where you're learning the ins and outs of the country that you're in, and what is actually helpful for them. And it's really hard to do in a few days.
Because I was talking, around this time, I was telling Kaylee I was thinking about going somewhere 4 months. I was really praying about it. Maybe I just need to give it more time. This is just a big thing for me. Anyway, I told Kaylee and the girls we were working with, I've got to find another way to do missions work. Because such a passion of mine. And like, I want to make heaven crowded, you know, but at the same time, like I was in college, I was going on these trips, I was coming home, I was feeling so exhausted and drained. And I was like, no, like there's another way. I have a platform. Like, let me use my platform
daily.
Also, I want to say for those that may not be followers of Jesus or have been around like church language, missions is where you go to another country, usually with your church for it's typically between like 5 to 7 days. And you just go and serve the people there, and you'll go into, I guess it depends on what country, but you'll go to like different villages or whatever, and you will make them food, or maybe you'll like help them build certain things. You basically just go and like serve them and hope that they see the gospel through it, and you share the gospel with them. And that's that. I didn't want you guys to feel like you were like,
that was good.
That was good. But
and I want to say sometimes like missions are so great for any length of time. Sometimes you leave, you're like, that was a tease. Like you said, of being, oh, that was only a week long and I just want to do more. And so that can lead you into doing more. Sometimes it's just like, I feel like I should have been more prepared before I went. Like I felt like.
Also, sometimes it feels like it's more for you, and it's like, that's not what this isn't about me.
Right.
Like, like you leave being like, I'm so grateful. I see how people live, and I see like that they don't have access to Bibles, and I see that they don't have access to food and clean water and whatever. And you leave being like, I'm so grateful, which is great. But you're also like, I don't know if I wasn't supposed to go there to feel better about myself.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go there to serve.
Yeah.
So
Which
sometimes
my
it kinda
last
defeats
mission trip was to
purpose.
Boston, which was interesting because it's not even like, you know.
Yeah.
But we went to college campuses, and while I was there, I was thinking about how I don't do any of the things I was doing there, like having the bold conversations, going up to people and like not making it beating people over the head with the Bible, but just I could be doing that at my own college campus. Like I felt like I could be doing more where I'm at. I think it was like shortly after that we went to church and there was a sermon about missions and how it doesn't have to be overseas, and you don't have to.
It's like, what are you doing at your local coffee
There's
shop? Like,
so
why aren't
many
you like
unreached people groups.
when your nail
everywhere.
tech is like talking about, oh my God, my leg hurts. Like, why aren't we praying and like asking for healing and like whatever? That's like, it's like an everyday thing. It's not just like when I get on a plane and I'm there to like do much, which I think that's, again, some people have callings for that. It's beautiful. But also like if we're not doing that in our everyday life, like what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Also,
anyway,
wait, tell me more about the
brand.
So when we started thinking about it, okay, we want this to be faith-based. This is a way that we can just like share more about Jesus on a daily basis in another, I guess like capacity. And also you don't have to follow Kaylee and Beth Ann to purchase mini waters, or you don't have to even know us. Like we kind of want it to be separate while we want people to, you know, we want to be like the face of the brand. It's like, well, Jesus is the forefront. So anyways, we started praying about what we would name our brand, and we submitted a lot of different names and nothing really stuck. We just felt like, okay, what's catchy, but also could spark conversations. That's not just like Girls for God or whatever. Like, I don't know. And so anyway, one night I was reading in Revelation, and there is a verse, it's Revelation 1:15, and Jesus's voice is described as the sound of many waters. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, many waters. And because what we were going to put on the clothing and just different things that we create is like straight scripture, and just draw inspo from that for our graphics and everything. So there's another verse where King David is praising the Lord for drawing him out of many waters, which is a metaphor for like his enemies and everything, but he's just giving praise. And so our logo is a hand reaching up out of water, and then Jesus's hand reaching down, and just kind of like as our rescuer. So anyway, that's kind of how that's like the birth story. And
you speak so naturally about like the vision, which is really important when you start.
Well, at the time we were living it, we were felt like we were drowning in.
It was
many
all
waters.
there was like a lot of interweb. Like
we needed rescued from many waters.
We
like
did. We were in the middle of like brainstorming this brand. At the same time, there was a shift happening on our other side of like business and social media, and we were just in prayer about where the Lord would have us, like who we would work with, who would be representing us. There was just a lot. And so anyway, we were just like really clinging to the Lord in this time. And so that was super like personal for us too. Like the image, like what King David was saying. And then also Jesus's voice, like the sound of many waters, like his voice cuts through all the sound of like doubt and fear and anxiety and like just hearing his voice and also like his peaceful presence was just like everything. So then that's where we got to work. And
Many waters.
I'm curious because you guys are so open about your faith. If you have ever felt like it creates this pressure on social media where you feel like you are, I guess, prone to being like more called out, or I think for me, like if I ever, which I try to be very mindful about like the sounds I use and like the songs I use and whatever, because I get comments that are like, you're supposed to be a Christian, you're using this sound. And a lot of times it's with my husband. I'm like, I hate to tell you all this, but me and my husband, we go together.
Yeah.
We go together.
Yes.
Like I'm not lusting. This is my husband. Like, we're allowed to say and do what we want, honey.
Of
We're in a
course.
covenant.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
I'm curious for y'all, like where it creates this standard of like almost perfection. Like, do you guys like feel that, or are you more mindful of? I mean, as Christians, of course we are, but specifically Christians who do social media as a full-time job. Are you guys more mindful of like what you say and do, or like the sounds that you use?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sounds for sure, which I can't do a lot of trending audios. I miss out on.
I know it's
few
tough.
things.
We just don't be like cursing like that. On the internet.
We don't be cursing like that.
Or I guess really in general, we don't be cursing like that.
Right.
But
What the hell, y'all?
yeah.
Every now and again.
I have had people comment and try to call me out for living with my boyfriend, and we don't live together. So it's just like, okay, well, you don't know.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, of course. Oh,
They
that's
ask a
big
lot about
thing.
if we drink.
Yeah.
Which
Which we do.
Here and there.
But we don't drink a
Liter-
lot. Like
No.
we barely ever. I feel like we could go.
I talked about this my last episode. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, did you?
Curious.
We could go months without drinking and really not notice. Like we went on vacation.
Also, being on your health grind, it's like we're not really.
Oh my God, it's like impossible.
I'm not drawn to it. Even if I had a glass of champagne at dinner the other night, and I was just like, okay, it was like apple juice and like Sprite.
Oh,
Like, I
also
couldn't
the
just
reason
have
why
a-
they're here is because my event is tonight. So
yes, we can't wait.
that
Guys,
garden
even
party.
saying that, my heart leaped out of my chest.
No, I think
I was gonna ask if y'all are gonna drink tonight. That's why I asked.
Okay, like possibly or a mocktail. I don't know.
An open bar is kind of crazy. I
Do
feel
you
like they
drink?
need to,
I feel like you
shut
drink
it.
a tiny bit, but you don't like it
Yeah,
much
like every
either.
once in a while. Like I have to. I don't know if I'll be able to drink tonight because I fear like I will vomit on the first person I see.
Oh my God.
I literally never drink. I talked about this the last episode. I'm not gonna harp on it, but it's not really something I think about. It's not like, oh, I'm not gonna drink or I am gonna drink. I just don't even like. My brain doesn't go there.
Right.
But obviously there's gonna be an open bar tonight or whatever. I'm like, I might have like a strawberry margarita. Like
Guaranteed.
cheers. Like, am I
Yeah.
gonna drink it? I don't know.
You might not even finish
like
it.
wine
Am I gonna
with
take
an
a
Italian
shot?
dinner, but
I don't know. Like I might. I don't like to restrict myself because then I don't want people later on being like, you said you don't drink. I'm like, no, I never said that. I just don't
Right.
like, I'm not prone to drink.
Yeah.
Right.
I never like crave a drink. Like I have to have a drink. Like
People like
but-
will end their day and they're like, oh, I end my day with a wine every single day. Like that's just like for them, that's like popping
I would
up
wake
with a
up
poppy.
like my metabolism
Caffeine?
has already slowed down. Like I don't need anything else adding to it. But like you seriously don't need to be anxious about tonight, Mackenzie. Like you're gonna be so beautiful.
No,
We're
I know.
gonna need
I am.
And the best part is you have
I'm
so many
anxious.
people that are like so personal and close to you that are right there with you. Like you
Here's
I
got-
know.
another thing. This
uh,
isn't you posting a video that you're nervous about posting. These people are here because they love you, they support you, and they want to be around you.
That's sweet.
It's not, like you don't have these haterades.
I know. I think it's just overwhelming whenever you're responsible for like people having fun and people having a good experience and people like, I'm like, what if someone doesn't like the goodie bags? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Well, okay, Kaylee and Beth Ann are there to literally bebop, and anybody that you don't get around to, like while you're getting around to people, we can get around to people. Talk
I
to people.
know.
Like,
And I really, really want the people that are going there alone to like meet up with other people going alone and like make
Yes,
friends and like
yes.
create a sisterhood.
No, yeah, this
I
is
hope I
gonna be
get DMs
good.
after being like, I made so many friends last night. That's my goal.
I think you
Yes.
will.
I love. Did you
And all of your friends are very inviting too, like your close friends.
All
So
my
I feel
friends,
like
when I told them, they were like,
everyone's gonna
oh, we're going to
work.
be talking to everybody. I was
Yeah.
like, as you should.
Oh, yeah.
worse?
It'll be a group. Mhm.
I know it's gonna be hard not tying the corner with Ashley because we just like always get in our conversations. But
Oh my gosh, when we ran into, we did the
the
Charleston
best.
Bridge run, and
we literally
all these people, I look over in her blueberry outfit, Ashley, and I'm like,
looking
and
stunning.
we're like
Of
foaming in
course.
her
like,
mouth.
hello? And Charleston like didn't know either one of us was running the
I
race.
love
like
her
there
so
she
much.
is. Yeah.
She's great.
There's no one that she does not click with, and she's literally the mayor
So
of our
great.
city. So
I totally get those vibes.
oh yeah, like she
amazing.
runs the city.
Yeah.
She's
Greenville is
so
nothing
great.
without Ashley
Running
Pearson.
club
Well, we're so excited, and I can't wait for you to tell me which one of my 6 dresses you like the best.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Did
I need them to come in.
Mackenzie, are we doing the advice segment today?
Oh, Mackenzie's mindset.
Ooh, do people write in?
Oh,
Are
we're doing
we?
Mackenzie's mindset.
Okay.
You think I'm doing no Mackenzie's mindset with you?
Oh my
guys?
God, that's
that's
just
our
like what
favorite.
Oh no,
I just
Mackenzie's
feel like
mindset,
all of our
100%.
answers are going to be in unison because we think so much the same about like everything.
Oh, like all of us.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're literally triplets, so we're all gonna have the same advice. Also, someone amazing is coming to do my makeup too, which I'm so excited for. So I'm like, normally with events, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do my makeup wrong. My eyeliner is gonna be to my eyebrows, and I'm gonna look awful. And I don't even have to worry about that.
No.
'Cause I'm just doing my
What
hair
are
and
you
makeup.
gonna
I'm like,
prep with? Are you gonna like prep
she has a
yourself?
whole prep. Somebody, the girl doing my makeup, her name's Shelby. I think it's Shelby Ann Bell. I think it's her last name, and she is so good. She had like a viral makeup prep routine. It has like 6
Oh.
million views, like crazy.
Okay, what a question for me
Wait,
to ask.
I
And
wanna
you're
take
like, she actually
notes.
has a viral.
Yeah, I'm like, if she doesn't bring her products, then I guess my own products. But I'm
Okay.
like hoping that she does.
yeah, I'm so
No,
excited
She's
for
banking
you.
on that.
I can't wait to see.
No, I know. She's really, really good. And so that like takes the stress off too. Because I'm like, I know she's gonna do great. And I'm also
Yeah.
just excited to meet her because
Yeah.
she's local to South Carolina. I think she lives in like Augusta. She's driving obviously to get here. But anyway, I also wanted to ask you guys about how you're feeling. I feel like June is a good time to check back in on your like New Year's resolutions. You're like, I'm halfway through the year. How are we feeling halfway through the year? I'm curious.
That's a really good question.
Whenever I was
actually
thinking about what I want to talk to you guys about, I was like, I want to talk about this in general, but I like to do a half year check-in with my New Year's resolutions because I'm like, how are we halfway through the year? And I haven't even thought
You
about
brought on
that.
the new
Goes
anxiety by saying we're
by.
halfway through the year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, like it's a problem. I just can't believe the time goes by
It
that
surely
fast.
flies, huh?
It's not really anxiety. It's just like, what have I done? No, I didn't set resolutions. What were your resolutions?
I wanted to be more present.
Okay.
And I wanted to care less about what people thought about me. I think that's gone down the
still.
better. I think that's what I need to check back in on my 6-month anniversary of this year. I'm like,
I want to give you some perspective because this is what we do. Like ultimately, we live for an audience of one.
love.
And so,
you're right.
like, if what you're doing doesn't contradict God's word and like what you're just like what you know is right, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're right. You know what's funny is I
It's-
actually
you
was
will
listening.
never please everybody.
Have y'all heard of Philip Anthony? Philip Anthony, something. He's a pastor, and he's so good. And I was just listening when I was tanning. I was trying to get tan for this event, y'all.
Yeah.
Were you
like
tanning outside or in a bed?
Outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, either way, I guess
don't
you'd get
think
cancer,
you go
but-
to the bed. By the way,
No,
I didn't
no.
think that. Yeah,
I'm like, wait, I wish you thought that I did because that would mean I
It's a
tanned
good tan.
successfully. Whatever.
You have a good tan.
So anyway, but I was listening to him while I was tanning outside. I'm like, with like 30 minutes a day that I went. I was listening. I just casually clicked on one that said, "Do not worry," and I was like, I'm not really worried about too much. So like, I was like 45 minutes into the sermon. I was like, I think I just can like go ahead and shut it. Meanwhile, this event came and I'm like, like I should have listened to the full sermon.
Oh, you
But you're so right. It's like we really are like, do not worry is a commandment.
yeah.
And it's in the red letters.
Well, it's really just like when we submit it to the Lord and like hand it over, he wants us to trust him with it. And so we just have to have that mindset of like, I gave it to him. I surrendered it.
Why is
And
it so hard,
it's so hard.
to feel misunderstood?
Yeah.
When I feel misunderstood, it's like such a stab because I'm like, oh my God, this is not how I meant it. Like, I can't believe I'm coming off in this way. And like, just the thought of, I should be okay with like people not liking me, right?
I am so okay
And I'm
with
just
it.
not. Like, I don't know why. I'm just like, I really want, like, I just want to be friends with everybody. And the thought that like I could be misunderstood and people be like, oh, I just don't like her. And I should be okay with it because it's going to happen.
Would
It's
I be
impossible.
friends with the person that doesn't want to be friends with me? Like, I don't think so. I know.
know.
It never ends up where I'm wishing to be friends with them.
This is so basic, but most of the time people are just projecting and
Yeah.
like they're unhappy or they're jealous. And it's just, you really have to do your best.
Why
So-
am I acting like I'm like the most hated on person in the place? Like,
I know,
yeah,
because
it's
I'm not.
really
I didn't even know
not.
that you.
I don't.
Okay.
That's the thing. I'm
Okay.
literally like, is it
It's
that
the fear
deep?
of the unknown. Like you.
No,
could
like
be.
somebody calling me out of touch on that financial post.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Had you spiraling a bit.
Oh yeah, it's like I get one comment and I'm like, oh, like, okay, perfect. So like everyone hates me. Like I don't have one person that likes me on earth.
No.
And I'm like, my friends hate me, my family hates me. Okay.
Also,
but, like,
I listened to what you
why?
said and I was right there with you. I was like, yeah. Yep.
I know it's just so hard because it comes off like different ways to different people, but like you cannot be on the internet. You cannot live a life. Like it actually has nothing to do with you being on the internet. If I went to go work an office job, like there would be someone in the office that doesn't like me, right? And it's like I should be okay with that. And all that boils down to is I'm not finding who I am or being confident in who I am in the Lord. It all just goes back to that. Huh?
Did you like play? You didn't play sports or anything. Were you in any teams or anything growing up?
I was a cheerleader for a few minutes. I was a
Oh
dancer.
my god,
for a
you should
few
be used to it. They're
minutes.
so mean.
Oh yeah, but I didn't grow up doing it. I quit everything I did.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, I think I want to play soccer, and I'd be like, Mom, I want to quit. And she's like, you can.
Yeah.
She always let me quit.
Of course.
Oh, wait, okay, so how do you feel about that with your kids? Like if Beckham one day is like,
I have to.
I feel like Darian's gonna make her stick it out.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
kidding?
yeah.
Are you kidding? How many times he wanted to quit football and he didn't because he's like, I have to like stick it through.
Yeah.
I think knowing my mom didn't do anything wrong. She was doing her best, and she probably just saw me in distress, and I was like, I can't do cheerleading another day, and she's like, and you won't.
Yeah.
Let me relieve you of that.
Yes.
And she was doing what she thought was best, but she did let me quit anytime I wanted, and I think she thought that was best for me in the moment. But now that I'm have my own kids, I'm not gonna let them quit because I just know the emotions of it. It's like I want to quit multiple times a week as well. Everything, everything that I do, I want to quit. So I'm like, I think that that's probably not building good character. So I probably will just be like, how about we stick it out? And if you genuinely don't like it after the season, and let's go try something else.
Yeah.
I'm fine with doing that, but we can't like skippity hoppity through every single thing until you just like.
Also, like, Mama paid for this.
Mama
already put down the deposit, girl.
Mommy already bought the cheerleading outfit that was $159.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna
Already
have to wear that red and blue until the
And
season's
shake these
done.
pom poms.
Yeah, shake them pom poms.
Yeah.
$40 a piece. But
Yeah.
that's another thing. I'm like, I also think it builds character to do things that you don't want, and I or not want to do. But I think I learned that later on in life.
Yeah.
Every day now. Like anytime
Same.
I'm like, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, or I'm whatever. It's like you got to push through.
And
It
you
builds
feel so much
character.
better when you just do it.
And
You're
you
like,
do.
oh,
And
was
also, I feel
actually
like
fine.
maybe she'll fall back in love with it. And my son, obviously. But right now, I'm just thinking about he doesn't really have too much of a personality. I'm like, Beckham, on the other hand, biggest personality in this household. But she's just upstairs playing. I love that for her. But anyway,
I miss her.
I know I miss her. I'm like, I need her to come down.
She was
She
like,
actually
nice
needs to go to
meet
sleep
you.
soon.
Nice to meet you.
Isn't she so smart?
She's so good.
No, I could not believe she remembered my name one time after hearing it.
Oh yeah,
She
and she
said,
comes like,
Kaylee and her.
Yeah, and she called Beth and her. She said Kaylee and
Well,
her.
our
At least you got a
cousin-
huge hug though. She's
I
like, and I'm sorry I forgot your name. Big hug
did.
time.
Yeah.
Our cousins growing up did not know how to tell us apart, and so they would just say, "Girl, hey
Yeah.
girl, hey girl."
Which girl
I
are
need to see
you?
pictures of y'all when you were little.
Yeah, you'll pee.
I know. It's like when people say they can easily tell us
I
apart.
already
I
love
love
y'all.
it. And I'm like, dang it. Like,
Where
part
do
of
you
me's
think
like,
that y'all, speaking of y'all being young, where do y'all think you got your big personality from? Because I see your mom and your mom is in your content and she's the most, just the sweetest soul.
Yeah.
Like she really lives a quiet life and she doesn't want to
yeah.
shake up too much trouble.
I'm
She
curious
said
where
that
y'all got your
personality.
She can't breathe when she listens to our podcast is titled Your Podcast.
Your
So when she
Podcast.
listens to Your Podcast, she's like walking her little trail or whatever, and she's like, "Girls, I cannot breathe. I'm so nervous." We had Brice advice for our advice segment. She's like, "I don't know what y'all are gonna say. I mean, it is."
Oh, I'm
so-
sure y'all gave her a run for her money.
Oh, because like we just say it, girl.
No, we just
I
say,
mean,
girl. It's funny because opposites do attract, and our dad is definitely more outgoing. Like
Chase has a big personality too.
Chase does.
But we always thought he was so reserved, hid in the corner, would not speak, and then it would like get to college. We'd be around his friends, which he hated. You mentioned at the beginning of the episode that you just knew that Chase was protective of his twin sisters. Yeah, he was. Is. But anyway, we'd get around his friends, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, you look just like Chase." I'm like,
Since when?
In what way?
Oh no,
I'm picking
my
it
first
apart.
memory of Chase is him being crazy.
Okay, love.
Like he was always hilarious, like y'all, like always hilarious. Like he would literally get out of the car and do a splits. Like I'm like, he's crazy.
I love that.
Oh, I love
Okay.
that all of you guys are so close. I pray.
We literally
that's
had a
how we
conversation
get
where he was like, "Wait, I'm so sorry for like trying to keep our lives separate because we're pretty close in age, 2.5
know.
years. Because for the longest, he didn't even want to post us or like tag us because he didn't want his friends to follow. And now Kaylee's gonna marry his old sinner from the football team. But he was like, my teammates off limits, my friends off, which we totally respected and like we got. But then later he was like, it's fine. I'm sorry.
When
Let's
you get
go have a
older,
big
yeah,
time.
it's like whatever.
Yeah.
We can have the same friends. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then he like set me up with one of his friends to like go on a date with one time, and I was like, this is
He really shouldn't
so
have.
crazy. He really shouldn't have.
a big
Shouldn't
mistake.
have. Yeah.
But I want to know. So you got it from your dad.
Our dad's side
But like
is
our
a lot more
mom
outgoing.
is so quirky too, and just so she doesn't even try to be funny, and she
The
is.
way you guys like pronunciate
like,
your words, like where like y'all just started doing it one day, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life.
oh yeah, like when we were little, we
Mess.
called it our twin talk, and we used to get in trouble. We would play alligators upstairs when we were little, and that was you're on the bed and you push each other off into the alligators. But we didn't actually want to push each other off into alligators. That was just like a little. And our dad would be like, "Girls, what do y'all still have to talk about?" And we're like, "Everything." So
Everything.
our punishment was to
Aw.
sleep separate, and we would still
torture.
stay in our rooms. Like our feet would be in our rooms, and we'd stretch out and lay in the hallway and touch hands and like still chit chat.
sleeping separate.
so
We'd rather sleep on the cold
sweet.
hard floor.
Yeah.
And we did.
And we would shorten all of our words so they couldn't hear us. We would like say things quieter and shorter so they couldn't hear us. We wouldn't get in trouble. And that's our twin talk. Like when we got home from school, what was our snack? Chips, sauce, cheese.
Because we wanted chips and sauce and cheese. That's not like a crazy one.
No, it's
but
not.
We've just always said words like funny or like shortened
Different.
them. Or,
I
don't know why. I don't know what.
Wait, do the good morning.
We're so weird.
Or morning.
2, 3. Morning.
Like
And welcome back to your Puka.
That is how we say.
you guys have to listen to their podcast too. But I was just so curious because I'm like, y'all just have such unique personality. Like I don't know anybody like y'all in the best way. Like you're really so unique and fun and like
I couldn't do it without her.
you
couldn't
light
do it
up
without
every
her.
room. You
I
really
fear
do.
I wouldn't be me without her, which is
Oh, I
and it's not even
can't.
like a codependency thing because we're definitely very independent. Like I would say it. I say we're independent, and then we're like on the phone for 3 hours at a time.
Anytime
And
you're
I'm like at
separated.
Gage's and we're just on the phone, and me and Gage are like trying to watch a movie, and Beth Ann's just still on the phone, like in my lap.
yeah,
Just
we'll just like
we have
I
mute
don't
each
think
other.
I'd be a good podcaster if I didn't ask. When do you think you're gonna get a ring?
Hold on, y'all. I have to take off this pimple patch that was on my lid because like it was coming off. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a fun conversation. How much more time do we have? Like 5 minutes. You know, I think. Oh wait, I was gonna say this. Whenever I post with Gage, it'll be like a cute, funny sound or whatever, couple sound. People will say he's not going to put a ring on it because you already live with him. Like that's what I was saying earlier, and we don't live together. I literally
love
see
assuming.
him one day a
Isn't
week. or,
assuming
like,
great?
yeah. And you know, I think maybe possibly, perhaps, like end of the year. We went ring shop bad, which I'm really glad that we ended up doing. I didn't think that I wanted to. I thought maybe me and Beth Ann will go.
Mm-hmm.
And then she can just tell him, or I was just like on Pinterest, like, man, this works. And I'm so glad we went because what I thought that I liked, I put on my finger and was like, oh,
It's not me.
she's not enough, babe.
Oh, okay.
Level up. Give me that. And they gave me some more rocks, and I was happy.
I mean, we
So-
have some fingers on us, bae.
oh,
so
literally
we
the
need
first thing the
something.
lady
If you
said
have
to me was
long
she was
hands,
like,
it's like
"Ooh."
you have to go up a carrot.
A whole one.
And boy, is that expensive.
Yeah. I do love a lab grown option. I mean, I love a natural diamond, but I was just looking at like, wow, it's a lot of responsibility to have $50,000
I was
on my finger.
talking about that to who was I talking to that? Oh, the dentist. Of course. I was laying
yes.
down. I remember that.
Yeah.
My I was at the dentist and the dental assistant, I don't know. She was like, talk about getting engaged. She's like, I honestly don't mind a lab grown. I was like, I really don't think it matters that much. If you want to get a lab grown at this, first of all, you can't tell the difference.
No.
Like no one is looking at my ring going, is that, which really makes me mad because I'm like, should I have just gotten a lab?
Yeah.
After all this time.
Yeah.
But my thing, I did, the only reason why I cared to get a real one is because I know that they'll appreciate over time and I wanted to give it to Beckham.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason. But you
Yeah.
literally cannot tell a difference and your kids aren't going to care. So it's like.
And you can always do an upgrade moment.
Yeah, well, I don't know what he's going to go with, but I just was saying, like, when we looked, I was like, wow,
Quite literally a third of the price, but looks the exact same.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, and like so clear, all these things that I don't even
The one-
like,
yeah, the
know
lab
about,
grown
but I was
looks so
trying to
sparkly.
learn. So anyway, it was fun. We were like kids in a little candy shop. Like,
Also, whenever
trying
you go in
everything
and
on.
try real diamonds and you're like, oh, surely this is what, 15K? And they're like, add 5 zeros.
add
Lit.
5.
Yeah, it's
Literally.
crazy.
And like that's a lot of responsibility and it kind of scares me to death. Like of course I'll get insurance, but I lose things. So I don't know. I am like ready whenever, obviously, like he knows. It's just and this like maybe a hot take. I think as Christians, people have like that what am I trying to say? Idea, whatever, that you were supposed to like get married fast, like have this quick wedding because it's like you're waiting till marriage, whatever. I'm just like, there's so many other things too that go into it. Like I would not want to rush a marriage if we don't know where we're going to live exactly and have like, I want to have everything else planned. And I'm also not so dependent on him. Like I have my twin sister. That's like a big part of it where I don't even want to leave her, which we won't like leave each other, but you know.
Kaylee.
How long have y'all been dating?
We're not in a rush. 3 years.
Yeah,
So
Darren
it's
and I waited
time,
5.
but it's, yeah. And it's also like I don't know, I feel like we started dating at a good time. I mean, I was a junior in college. She was already out of school. And so we're just like now at the time where we've both been making some money and it just makes sense. Like anyway, I would just never want to like rush. Like I want everything.
Love.
I just want to feel like prepared.
It's coming. That's all you need to know, folks.
That's all you need
It's
to know.
on the way. You guys
Yeah.
be checking the profile because at any point she could pop up with a ring.
That's right.
And we just can't wait. Now, Beth Ann, I can't say the same for you. I feel like you're like
No, queen.
I feel like with Kaylee, she has like let us in on every aspect of not every aspect of relationship, but you're just very open about it. I feel like you gave us a little tease, but for you, I feel like you're a lot more private. Why
I'm
do
a
you
more
feel like that is?
reserved
Of course, I have to
beauty
ask the hard questions on the host.
Yeah. For the longest, like in high school, I remember being like, oh, I'll never post a man. Never post a man. You'll never get me to post a man. I knew I didn't want a relationship page. That was just something I just didn't want it. And then I see these couples that turn it really into a relationship page and they have to like fight over the page when they break up. And like, that was just never going to be a thing. It was always going to be just Beth and Brice. But then when I did get into a relationship and we had dated for a very long time, well, we'd kind of just been on and off for a very long time. I didn't post. I got to the point where I was like, okay, we're together every day. We're doing everything together and I'm missing out on posting. I was avoiding posting because I was like, oh, I don't want to get them in. I just didn't feel like setting up the camera. Or I would take the videos. I just want to post them. You know, they would just be on my phone. For keepsake. I was like, this is so crazy. Like, this is my person. I'm posting. And I'd been so open about everything else. Not that
And it was a year at this point. It's like,
oh,
okay,
yeah,
we're locked
it was hard.
in.
And I was in the rhythm of posting most every day. How you were saying you posted every day. There would be times like 4 or 5 days go by and I'm like, I just needed that. So no, it's not that I was posting all the time, but every weekly. And then I wasn't even posting weekly. And I was like, okay, this isn't, what am I doing? I'm like,
I'm not being myself at this point.
yeah. And so I started posting him and then gradually like that slowed down and then we broke up and then it was like everyone assumed that he did something wrong and he hurt me and they're saying all these mean things about him and he didn't do anything. And we have such great relationships still. We're very, very close. And he's with Miss Fiona right now, my little mini golden doodle.
Puppy.
But anyway, yeah, I think that I
Like
probably...
you're still best friends.
We're still best friends. I probably won't post with a man, I don't think. Maybe until like our wedding day. Like I think I'll just pop out with wedding pictures probably.
Okay. You just don't want
Whether it's
the
him or someone else.
outside opinion.
I don't, but you know, I miss it. Content, engagement, views. It was bumping,
Because
babe.
you gave us a sneak peek.
It was,
You
yeah,
did. There was
I
like
did.
it was like a month or two, or how many months was it? A while.
I mean, it was like 8 months, I think.
Wait, 8 months post that.
I think of posting for
Oh,
like
honey,
8
that
months.
that went in a flash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it
it went
did.
in a flash.
Okay.
did.
But
So-
yeah, you gave us a sneak peek and then it's like, oh, he disappeared. And of course that creates room for assumption naturally. But you just don't want public opinion because it's like,
I don't.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. And also, like, he's a king and he's my king. And you can pop off with mean comments
off.
about our king.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Y'all. Okay. So
yes,
to set
yes.
the record straight, there's nothing to
He's our
hide. You
king.
just don't want outside opinion. And you also are just still best friends.
And I
nothing
didn't want to
happens.
stay up
No
to
drama.
date with like talking about the relationship. Like there's still like what happened. You'll never get a story from me. I'm never going to talk about the breakup. I'm never going to talk about, I did eventually talk about how we met and everything, but I was never giving the ins and outs of us anyhow. So it's just like,
Right. Let's just go ahead and
let's just
never do it again.
You know,
And then you'll meet her husband when
the wedding.
you know she's even
pictures.
dating.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jade Amber did that.
Oh, she
Jade
did. She
Amber
did do that.
And she all of a sudden was like, my husband.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Good for her.
All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, my makeup artist is about to be here. So we have to do a Mackenzie's mindset, and we're gonna have to do rapid fire because we only have like 2 minutes.
Okay. I'm so excited.
Okay.
All right. If you guys do not know, Mackenzie's mindset is a segment that I do at the end of every podcast episode where I give you guys my mindset on your different questions or scenarios. So let's get into today's Mackenzie's mindset. All right. Today's Mackenzie's mindset, which really is Beth Ann and Kaylee and Mackenzie's mindset, is
Love it.
I feel like we kind of touched on this, but we can like give a more specific answer. But someone said, I struggle with my faith a lot. Do you have any tips for creating a healthy relationship with God? Our rapid fire answers.
Ooh, rapid fire.
First thing that comes to mind is try to make him your first thought of the day. Like I would pray like as soon as you wake up, even if it's just like, hey God.
And even
Thank
if you
you
feel
for
like you're not
waking me up.
talking to anyone.
Yes,
Like,
just
literally
like
just pray.
thank you for waking me up. Like starting with gratitude. Thank you for waking me up this morning. Thank you for air in my lungs. Lord, I pray that you would just guide my steps through this day. I pray that you would draw near to me as I draw near to you in times of anxiety. I just like I'm always
Dumping first thing in the morning.
first thing because I will carry it with me the rest of the day.
Mhm.
And
I
just
literally told Kaylee last night because we've been so tired. We came in from vacation and then we stayed up late last night and we just knew we had a day ahead of us. We're just like, I'm thriving.
I'm thriving. I knew that the Lord would carry us. Here he is.
So literally we're in the
and
car
hasn't
last night.
he?
And
Won't
I
he
said
do
to
it?
Kaylee, I
Yep,
said the
every time.
first thing I'm going to do in the morning is pray. She goes, Beth Ann, he's going to carry us through. Like you literally said, he's going to carry us through because we just felt so beat. I'm carried through,
And
Beth.
won't he do it?
Yeah.
like he is your father, but he is your friend.
Yeah.
And lean on him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's what I have to say.
Is that your answer too?
I mean, yeah, like
You contributed.
I think that I do just have to start my day talking to him and with a prayer. It's very easy to just like forget that he's up there until something bad happens and you're like, oh God. So, but don't ever feel guilty or that you're not caught up with your walk or that you should be further along. Like it goes like this. Like just don't.
Ebbs and flows, she means.
Yeah. And he knows your heart. That's the best part about it, you know?
Yeah.
Love. Yeah, I would say the same thing. I would say it is a relationship and you can't expect to have a healthy relationship with somebody that you don't speak to or spend time with. Like if I went a week without spending time with Darian, when we connect again, I can't expect us to feel connected.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel estranged and I'd be like, we kind of have to get to know each other a little bit. And I just don't put too much pressure on yourself, like Beth Ann said. And it really is a relationship. So treat it like that and get in your word, honestly. It is life.
there.
It is the wind in your sails. And even if it feels like you don't understand what you're reading, like dig deep. And there's so many different like apps and things that you can use to help understand scripture.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone's a little confused by it because there's just so much history. And I think the more you dig and the more you seek him, you will find him. That's scripture.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it a different way, but I'm like, let's just use scripture. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
is scripture. The more
Yeah.
you seek him, the more that you will find him, which is the beauty of him. And yeah, I think that wraps up today's episode.
That was a big fat ramble.
That was
a big fat
did.
ramble.
I hope you guys could understand and follow along. And I hope if there's anything that we started and didn't finish, you guys just let us know in the comments and I'll answer it. And we'll answer back. Okay. We'll help you. We will help you understand us a little bit.
a lot of ends to tie up.
Yeah, I hope you guys laughed. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you
And
so much
here
for
and
having
being here
us.
for my vid. It really means so much
Oh
to
my
me.
gosh, we're so happy to
Absolutely,
be
we can't
here.
wait.
You guys are just like lightening my load just being here. So
We're so excited.
thank you guys so much for listening. You guys can check out their I almost said merch.
Like,
Sorry,
there you
not
go.
merch.
Hey, if you can't
want to join them.
Yeah, check out their clothing brand. It's called Mini Waters. You guys can find them on social media at Kaylee Brice and at Beth Ann Brice. There's some underscores. I'll just look through my following and you'll find them.
Right.
And you guys can watch their podcast and listen to it on anywhere that you can listen or watch podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, etc. It's called Your Podcast. You can find it on their links and everything. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you guys next Monday with another episode of Not Everybody Needs a Podcast.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.